I think when you start to stack your day full of things that are not actually your thing and your desired path or your decisions because you made them to please somebody else or to chase something else, like then again, it all starts to feel out of control and you start to feel, less clarity around it all and definitely less peace and less calm, right? You're way more frustrated, frazzled, overwhelmed, anxious about your entire day. And then, yeah, you go to bed and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta do it all again tomorrow. And it's like a dread versus being able to wake up in gratitude.
Welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real, unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. What's up, Mo?
Hello, hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. How about you?
Good. Feeling a little tired. We are podcasting early. So this is going to be a fun one. I'm really excited. Last week was really fun. We talked a lot about protecting our peace, which I think is always an important reminder, which is really good. And so today we're going to talk a little bit about keeping things calm through our decisions in life and all of that. So I came across something that said, the calmer you are, the clearer you think. Let your decisions come from a place of peace, not from reaction. And I thought that was really simple and powerful at the same time. And
Yeah.
so just in the mindset that I'm walking with currently. So
Yeah.
always a good reminder for that. But yeah, I don't know. Where does that take you? Or what do you want to say before we start jamming out?
No, I think that's good. I think that, I mean, right out the gate though, that requires you to actually be grounded first, like first thing in your day. Like you have to be rooted in first thing in your day. If we're talking about walking through and making sure you are responding, not reacting, there's different energy about that you carry as a woman in the day. When you get up, I don't know about you, but when I get up and I set the tone of my day and I'm rooted in all of that quietly before anything else happens, I feel like I have the ability to respond better versus waking up late, everything's thrown at you all quickly. You got to make a million decisions because that's what we do as women all day long. And now you're I personally end up more in reactive mode.
Which then is more stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you feel like you're starting your day and you're running around and your shoelaces aren't even tied. So you keep tripping. So it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
There's no sense of calm or clarity because you are just responding and putting fires out all day long.
Yes. We need to have that Ghostbuster pack. Shh. I don't know. But yeah, I think it takes a lot with just owning your day and prioritizing yourself first. And when you can do that great in your morning, that allows you to create more great calmness in other areas of your life, no matter if you are a rock star stay-at-home mom or you are a work from home mom or you are, corporate America mom. And maybe you're not even a mom. You're just an awesome woman, doing all those things. So I think that when you can take a step back and own your schedule, that makes a lot of things a lot easier to breathe through versus feeling like before you know it, you're hitting the pillow and your whole day is just going to start on over again. And it's like you're working for the weekend almost. And it's like you get a breather just to dread the next day. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes along with when you're saying, owning your day and also owning your choices, right? And going back to what we've talked about previously as well, are the things you're saying yes to the things you wanna say yes to? Because I think when you start to stack your day full of things that are not actually your thing and your desired path or your decisions because you made them to please somebody else or to chase something else, then again, it all starts to feel out of control and you start to feel, less clarity around it all and definitely less peace and less calm, right?
Right.
You're way more frustrated, frazzled, overwhelmed, anxious about your entire day. And then, yeah, you go to bed and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta do it all again tomorrow. And it's like a dread versus being able to wake up in gratitude and be like, okay, this is the day that I've planned out. This is the way that it's going to go, to the best of my ability, obviously, because
Right.
happen, but being rooted in the fact that your pillars that you're going to walk out as the woman you want to be and being rooted in your ability to say the right yes, the best yes, and have that clarity around it, you know? And that's what I think when you have the clarity, then the calm comes.
Yeah. I love that, and I think a lot of times we wrap a lot of decisions with the emotion, with the hope of what we are looking at something like to be, and that almost holds the yes where we know it probably shouldn't be held because we're just so focused on all of the outward things and not looking at what it really means on the inside. Like, am I rooted in this decision? Am I rooted in what I'm actually showing up for? Is the excitement and also if there's frustration, are they both worth that yes? Because if they're not, why are we saying yes? It's probably because of these outward influences that might be directly pulling at you or indirectly because we feel like that's what's expected of us to continually show up for and to do. So it could go one way or the other. And a lot of that is back in our own mindset and then realizing like if we can remove the emotion, the excitement, the frustration, if you can remove all of it off your table and just look at it for what it is, and whatever that is it something that is going to make me feel more rooted, make me feel happy, make me feel like it's the calm yes for my life, then once you can have it be a calm yes, then it can branch out, I think, because then you know that you're saying it for yourself, not for any other reason. And
Yeah.
I it's like a very sometimes it's a very dangerous place to be when you can just take that clear mirror moment of like, "I'm doing this because I'm doing this for me." And then I don't even necessarily wanna say dangerous, but, like, untouchable, basically, is probably what I should say. Like, you can't be shaken off of what you know that you know that you know.
It's a strong place to be, but do you think that sometimes it's an uncomfortable place to be
Oh,
for someone? Because how often
mhm.
are women not doing this for me? We're like doing it for everybody else, and you almost can get stuck in the cycle of thinking like, well, that's all I can ever do is like justify how this is helping someone else, not just because I want to.
Right. Absolutely, it could be a hard place to be.
I think there's even pressure because I just said that, thought about like even in motherhood, like how crazy is it that like working out is proven to be so good for people as individuals. Like we don't bat an eye at any woman who's working out that doesn't have children. But the minute you become a mother, all of a sudden the marketing goes around, you have to work out because you want to be a strong mom. Like, why can't I just want to work out?
Right,
Like for myself, want to look good, feel good, and be good. Like,
right.
what is the marketing shift to do it for your kids? Like, you know what I mean? There's so much of that around us.
It's the outward tie of the emotion to trigger you to be like, "Okay, I'll keep showing I'll keep paying that bill. I'll sign the contract. I'll do it."
It's crazy. For us, it's definitely hard. It's hard for any woman, I think, to be like, I'm doing this because I want to.
Yeah,
More so, I think, for a mom to say, like, I'm doing this because I want to, because it comes across like you're like, I'm so selfish.
yeah. But it's selfish if you don't do it. Like,
Yeah.
can we just put that on our tables for a moment?
Yeah. That was like a total left turn I just took.
No, I like the
I said
left
it
turn.
out loud and I was like, "Oh my gosh, wait a second." Like,
Yeah,
it is when you get the clarity around, you're like, "I wanna do this because I just wanna do it. It's something I wanna do in my lifetime, or it's something I wanna do in this moment, or it's something that I feel like I should be doing, and I don't have to explain it to someone else." I read a quote a long time ago, and I freaking love it, but it was about, like, you don't have to explain your vision to somebody else because God gave the vision anyway, they're not gonna understand it. It wasn't given to like, it's given to you. So,
right,
why are we trying to justify it or explain it to anybody else?
right.
Love that.
No, that's so good. I never heard that one.
So good,
I'm a quote girl. I love it. I'm gonna put that
right?
in my back pocket.
But it's the same thing for our days. You know, if we talk about walking through our days with calmness and clarity and making those decisions based on that, like if we looked at our day and we're like, hey, you know what? Monique was given a day, 24 hours to live out, and Jamie's given 24 hours. Hopefully, we're both given 24 hours today. Again, we never know what the day holds. But like if we look at it that way and you go, okay, here's Monique's day. Why would Monique be mapping out her day according to Jamie's rules or Jamie's roots or you
Right,
know, my husband's even, or my, mother-in-law's or my, best friend. Like, why would I take into account all of those things in mapping out the day that I was given? They were each given their own day. So
right,
why are we so concerned with it?
right. I know. I think we have a lot of expectations that we put on our table instead of just choices that are actually meaningful to our day. And maybe we need to take a step back and look at all the things that we have collected on our table for all of our choices and all the things that allow us to like have a curveball come in and then our decisions shift. Maybe we need to like look at everything and then start prioritizing our priorities in a systematic order that actually is going to move you towards that calmer place. You know what I mean?
No, tell me more.
You said no, tell me more.
You said systematic, and my brain was like, "No."
I like a systematic way of for me, just like example, I hate cleaning. We know that I hate clean. Like I have always felt like I will spend all day cleaning my house top to bottom just for the whole house to get tornadoed through and Matt to be pulling in the driveway and he's like, "What happened?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "It was clean before you got here. I don't know what happened." Or like you see him like pulling in and you're like, "Let me just hurry up and clean up so that I've been cleaning all day."
Yeah.
But so I had to find something that one, you know, the outcome is you want to have a clean house. A clean house is a calm house. I mean, it's no doubt about that. You walk into your office and if it's chaotic and there's stuff everywhere, there's no way for your brain, no matter what you want to think, to be in a calm place of being able to be like focus on the task ahead because you have tasks that are in front of you everywhere that you obviously see. So it gets in the way. So a systematic approach in my head is more of a like, how am I going to take the outcomes that I need to have in my life and how am I going to spread it out so that it gets done, but yet it stays where I'm in a mental space of calm and not like gonna pull my hair out and with like the gloves and everything. I just needed to find something that would work for me. And being like a system girl, I tried to figure out, okay, well, if I do this on this day, this on this day, this on this day, will that work? Will the house stay clean? And I started researching like different plans and I came across this lady's plan and she has like a daily 5, which didn't necessarily work for me, but it did work for me. I just had to make my 5 because her 5 on what worked for her, obviously that's how her life rolls out. Over here, I tried it and I had to make a pivot so that I knew, okay, well, this is going to be my 5. This is what I'm going to do on the big cleans for every day. And then, like, my house stays clean, right? And then when you get off track, then you start to notice the house getting back to being cluttered looking and now you got to hire a cleaning lady and I'm like, I am the cleaning lady, stop trying to fire me, I got it, we're getting back on the system. So like you have to find something that will create a calm system in your day. So how your day rolls out for me when I look at by the time I wake up to the time like today that we're going to podcast, there are things that we have to do in order to get ready to press play. But there's also other things I need to do in my life that has nothing to do with the She's Rooted podcast, but it does at the same time because now I'm able to come in this moment, even though I'm tired and we're here early, I'm able to come in and be like, I got all my stuff done. I curled my hair. My face is facing like we are good. Like I got my tasks off my plate. And now when we're done, like I don't have to worry about all that because I've rolled out my day on like how my day looks and what I have to do to show up for my day in the best way possible, not only for myself, but for my 4 walls, to show up and honor our time, to show up like to be ready for my gym time when I leave, like I got dinner that I got to feed my family. Like there are things that you have to look and if you just show up on all of the things and you show up in the moment with oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this done? You're going to put an overwhelm and then you're going to be working out of emotion and then you're going to be moody and then, you know, you might not have any friends and this is going to be a bad thing. Like you treat your situations how you are treating yourself and you don't even realize it. So if you always show up and you don't have a plan or you don't have like, this is the best way to put myself forward, then you're going to be making decisions out of emotion versus a calm. What did you say? Reactive versus, how did you word that? That was really good.
Reacting versus responding.
Right. I mean, so I think that
Right,
when you
first
realize everything's connected, that starts from how you start your day and how you treat yourself first and looking at everything else that you get to do in your day and how am I going to make it to where it stays as calm as possible. And
so
life is going to happen, but planning your day.
and the flow of it.
Right. So when you have things on your table that are frustrating you, is it worth the frustration? If it's not, get it the hell off your table, right? Or look at it for what it is. Do I have to give my time, my energy into that frustration, or do I not have to? Because if you don't have to, why would you?
Yeah, I mean, unless it's you're just frustrated, but yeah, there's a positive coming out of it. Like there's a lot of stuff I don't want to do, but there's so many positives that come out of it that it's like I gotta look at that side of it. Like
Yeah.
the reality of like you said, you don't like cleaning, but the reality is there's
Yeah.
there's a big benefit there. And if we don't do it,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Then it's a different chaos.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. And I think if you don't own it and you don't face it and you don't figure out how to manage it in your day, the workload of that thing gets so much more overwhelming. Like you let it go for too long and now it is a bigger task than it needed to be. I seen on I forget what social media platform it was, but it was a really great reel, and it was talking about there was 2 videos, like, side by side next to each other, and it was a girl that was walking in, and it said, like, 6 seconds versus 18 seconds, and the 6 seconds, she comes in the door, she throws her coat on the ground, she threw her purse, like, on the table, and she, like, took her shoes off right there and, like, went on. And the 18-second one, she took her coat off, she went to her coat closet, she hung up her coat, she put her shoes in, like, the cubby, she hung up her purse, she shut the door, and then she walked out of screen. And it's like, we don't realize sometimes that it is just a matter of a couple seconds difference that can keep things calm.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's so true. I dealt with it this morning. Like my littlest guy, I was looking at my planner this morning and we had extra time before school because we were up early and we were sitting at the counter and it was like one of those moments where I'm like, I'm having my coffee. Like I could stick him in front of the TV and we could just like sit and be cozy and like have coffee. But when I looked at my planner, we have a lot of busy days ahead of us and he has a couple projects due Wednesday. And I just looked at him and I was like, well, we got to do some work. He was like, what? And I'm like, "We're gonna have to do it right now because if we don't do it right now, then later we're gonna have to do a lot more." And I know his endurance window is very
Yes.
short to work. Yeah, so I'm like, if I don't and I was like thinking this out loud with him and trying to like explain to him as I was like looking ahead, but it's the same thing. I'm looking at I'm like, do I spend the 20 minutes or 10 minutes? I think it was 10 minutes where I was like, just do this part of this so that later we can do the fun part of this. And he was like, oh, okay. Like trying to teach him, like, do the hard part and then we'll have some fun later. But also, like, we're going to take this big, big project and we're going to separate it out. And we kind of have to separate it all out today because tomorrow we don't have time and
Right.
Wednesday it's due. And so, yeah, I had to do that with him. And it was a thing for me where I'm like, I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to argue about work. I don't want to like sit here and do all this. But we got it done. And you feel a
That's great.
million times better because you're like,
Right.
okay, now I know later we get to do the fun part. So I'll be fine.
Right. Yeah. No, that's so awesome, you know? It's like little life lessons that are gonna have these little tiny roots as he gets older, he'll remember those things.
Hope so. I hope so. I try to explain the why to the things when you can, like,
Absolutely.
and like, I'm not just like, do this now, you know?
Right. Because I said so.
Right. I'm the mom and I
Why?
do
Because
it.
I said.
Yeah.
Why? Because I said.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Because I said. I
Yeah.
remember those days. That's funny.
Those are hard moments, but I think to your point and the point of the quote you shared, like I'm going to say two things on this. That is the truth. Like when you can look at it and say, this is going to bring me calm later. This is going to bring peace later. I don't want to do this right now, but I don't want the other outcome, right? I don't want to live in chaos later.
Yeah.
Girl, this also takes living this way and being intentional also takes a lot of mental awareness. And I know, and I can speak for myself as a mom, like if I'm distracted where I'm on my phone in and out all day long, I would miss that opportunity because I'd be like so in and out in the morning with the extra time. And I like check my social media or check my emails or get into this project while he's there or while I'm trying to like have a cup of coffee. I'm like, oh, I'll just put him in front of the TV because I'm just going to do this. If I'm in that mode, that does set me up for failure later. That does set me up for more anxiety, stress, irritation, frustration, all of that later. But if I have, again, those boundaries where I go, I know, again, I'm rooted in what I know about myself. I have windows of time and pockets of time where I don't touch my phone because I need to be fully present and aware. Like that was a moment that if I were in that, like on my phone, off my phone, on my phone, off my phone in that morning, I would have missed, I genuinely would have missed sitting with my planner, looking at the next couple days, noticing we have extra time and going, oh my gosh, here's an opportunity. I would have missed it. I would have missed it. And I would have been so frustrated because I would have been trying to stay up late, figure it out between tonight and tomorrow, and it would have been a mess.
Yeah. No, that's really good. And how you mentioned like the intention behind it and the awareness is what I was kind of putting things together as you were talking. When you can have clarity and calm around your choices, that has a lot to do with the intention, has a lot to do with the self awareness and being able to have the wide view look like you did. And now you get to be more calm later because of what you did this morning.
Yeah.
Like, this is a big deal. And when
Yeah.
we can look at our map out our day and look at it that way,
Yeah.
that is where you're able to start making momentum happen. And then it opens up the door to calm life later. Like, I remember when we would do like consultations and talking about meal prepping and things like that. Now, not a huge meal prepper when it comes to things. I'm very routined with how I eat. But I will tell you, like, when it comes to different people, different work load, all of that. Like if you work from home, you work out of the house. Like Matt obviously works out of the house. I'm from home. I'm able to have the kitchen 2 feet from my house and I prep my stuff as I need it. Right. Cause if I know what I'm going to have, like it's simple for me to just like pull it out and make it there. Whereas where Matt, he has to bring his food with him. So we shop a lot at Costco and I would always tell people, you know, very frugal, so we would buy things in bulk, like your almonds, macadamia nuts, stuff like that, and then we'd come home and we'd spend a little bit of time to measure them out and put them in baggies, and then we'd throw them in the pantry. And a lot of people get overwhelmed when it comes to meal prepping and how much time it takes. But I would always tell people, but if you find that window of time, like we would do a lot of it on Sundays, we would cook up over 5 pounds of chicken, get that ready. We would bag up all the nuts and everything. When you can spend a little bit of time and make that intentional, that's going to add more time into your week and keep things calm. It's going to keep you on point and it's going to keep you on track when it comes to, because you did that, because you took a little bit of time. Now you're not going through the drive-through later because in the week because you've put a plan in place that is gonna protect those choices, hopefully, and now you have that waiting for you to say yes to versus, "Ugh, I have nothing, and now I'm creating choices out of emotion versus a calmness." So,
Yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good place to look and reassess our own lives, our own choices, our days, and do that and say like where and maybe there's like a reoccurring spot where you feel like you always react, like you're always getting tripped up. Is it situations with their kids? I mean, I know I have teenagers right now still at home that like, you get the random like, well, I need this, I need this. Like being able to look at that and say, okay, this is constantly frustrating. So either I have to make the change where I'm gonna have to be proactive and on Sunday say, hey, look at your week. Tell me what you have like ahead of time. If it's not in the family calendar, like what are you anticipating you're going to have and can you communicate it with me now? I either have to be the proactive one or I have to coach them and say like, listen, here's the reality because you teach what you allow. The other side is I look at them and say, listen, if you come at me last minute, your last minute emergency is not my priority. Like
good.
that's not my priority now. So you're going to learn that you need to communicate with right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say
But
that again, I love that. Your last minute emergency is not my priority.
yeah.
Mic frickin' drop.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
I
it.
love that. You know what? If you're a career woman and your boss is always last minute, I'm gonna dare you to say that to them. Your last minute emergency is not my priority. They'll be
Mhm.
like, "What?
Yeah.
Get your ish together."
Yeah. Well, expecting that from ourselves or someone's expecting that from us, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That is so freaking good.
such a good lesson in
It
ownership.
is. If even self-reflective. Yeah.
I can't expect my last minute emergency to be my husband's priority or my kid's priority or your priority, right? Like
Yeah,
the self-ownership thing. Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start your day with that mindset. That's gonna be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm writing that down. Mo, you know how many quotes I have from you?
That's
It is a Monique Ricci original.
I don't even know
Thank
if they're originals. I probably read them somewhere or I got the concept from somebody. There's not much that's original in this brain, you know?
okay. Yes, sir. It's my chopper. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Oh,
I learn a lot through messing up as a parent, so there's
we
that.
all do. We're all living this life for the first freaking time. Are
Oh,
we not? Yeah. It's just life can be such a crazy, beautiful, frustrating emotion, like, in every bubble.
you
So
know the country song that says, "Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow."
it sounds familiar. Who
So
sings it?
it says something like, hold on, let me see if I can find it. We just
You
heard it.
do you
Yes.
find yourself throughout the seasons of the year? Because we both live in a place where we see snow, and we see fall, and we see summer, we see spring, like, we see all the seasons. Do you find yourself more in the summer months or, like, right as summer's creeping in that you listen to country more, or do you listen to country throughout the whole year? You're
I'm hip hop and country. I'm a little bit of everything except for I don't love, like, rock and
no AC/DC?
I mean,
I love AC.
life's a dance, you learn as you go wait a second. Life's a dance, you learn as no, that's not it. Hold on. That's it, the wrong
I'm definitely and Matt's the same way. We listen to more country when the weather gets nicer.
Oh, I
Like,
mean
I listen to all music all the time. Like, I love all genres, but I definitely country for me is like I associate it to nice weather, sunshine, outside, pool weather.
not the right song.
You haven't found it?
Somebody on here that's listening to us is like, I know it. I'm saying it right now. You can't hear me. Something's like it's like stuck up. Just know what I'm okay. My computer, if anybody's listening and knows this stuff, has switched to Bing instead of Google, and I can't get it to like
I don't know what Bing
hey,
is.
me either. I never want Bing. I don't know.
Bing bong. I don't remember what that was from.
Here it is. It is apparently by John Michael Montgomery, but why can't I find the lyric? Here. Okay, here it is. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Don't worry about what you don't know. Life's a dance, you learn as you go.
I love that.
I love that. We listened to it yesterday. It was on in the car, and it was such a good song because I love that it's a dance like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Right.
But I love also that it's like sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Yeah, I think it's don't worry about what you don't know. Like life's a dance, you learn as you go. It's so true.
That adds a lot of calm around a lot of things. It's so crazy how you can listen to a song so many times, but then you and even belt out the lyrics, but
Yes.
at a certain moment, at a certain point in time, you hear the lyric for what it's meant, and you're like, "Well, let me take a step back on that."
Yeah, because that's an old song.
Yeah. I'll have to listen to it when we get off.
So
But
I
that reminds me too, like, a lot of us, we put a lot on our shoulders all the time with, like, thinking that we need to, I don't know, do more, be more, have more.
have it all figured out.
Have it all figured out, and sometimes that comes too with, like, an imposter syndrome where if you're trying to pivot towards something that you know that you know that you know that is the best yes for you, and you're just like, "I don't know, because you gotta, like you feel like you need to know everything, but then you go back and you look at the roots, it's
Mhm,
life's a dance.
mhm. So good.
I love what you always tell your girls too in your dance class
Mm.
about allowing yourself to be yourself, and that gives permission to the girl next to you. And you say it so great. So I want you to drop that. But like that lyric in that song is giving you permission basically to sometimes you're leading, sometimes you're following. Life's a dance, like but
Kinda take the
you
pressure
give that same type of advice in your culture, in your community, at your dance class.
it takes the pressure off, right? Like, it takes the pressure off of feeling you have to lead, you have to be perfect, you have to be great, right? That lyric kinda is like, "Nah, sometimes you just gotta follow." And, like, that's okay too, that's part of dancing. Somebody has
Where
to
you learn.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's important. And I think, honestly, I share with my girls just from my heart the lesson that I learned. I think I've shared, like, I literally walked out of my first Zumba class when someone knew that I should take it. They were like, "You would love this class, you should take it." This is years and years and years ago, a million years ago, "And you would love it." And I think I shared I was in the gym and coming from like, now I can look at it and go, I can, like, feel still all of the insecurities and all the reasons, and it was because I was a cheerleader and I was a competitive cheerleader, and everything has to be perfect in cheerleading. Every motion, every move, everything. And I was watching this instructor and I couldn't get the moves fast enough, perfect enough, and I felt dumb. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And like the moves that she was doing were not how my body would normally move. So I was like a little awkward and like a little dumb and stressed out. And I left. I left the class because I was like so embarrassed. And I was in the back. Nobody was even seeing me, but it was my own personal like, "Monique, what is wrong with you?" Like, you
Yeah.
suck. You know what's crazy is, like, you look and then I would look around because it's in a huge gym, and you see these other women that are, like, unashamed just, like, moving, and they're so big and happy and full of joy and energy, and their moves were not perfect, and some of them weren't even going the right direction, but they were just, like and that without reservation energy spreads, and it spreads to the girl next to you, and I know this because I was the girl that it got spread to, and I was like, "Whoa, wait a second, like, what if I just let go, and I just, like, enjoy, and I move the way I move, and maybe I'll get some of the moves, and then what if I just, like, laughed at myself and got lost in the music again? Because that's really what I'm here for." And that was the game changer for me, and it was from that moment that's what I've always shared with anybody that comes in my class is like, "Listen, if you can be the first one that goes, I'm gonna just be me, fully me, whether I get the moves right or get it wrong, and I'm just gonna get lost in music. I'm gonna let my energy out." That will give permission to the girl next to you to go, look at her letting it, I'm gonna let it all go too. I'm gonna just be me. I'm not gonna stress over this too much, right? It happened to me, and that's why I share that with
Right.
others because I know it's true, and I've seen it time and time again, and it is one of my absolute favorite things about what I get to do. It's one of my
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Isn't it wild how you look back at the things that we've walked through that have created some core values or core roots that we hold on to and pass along the way? Like you just kind of, everything always has a reason why things flow the way that they do. And trying to find the light in that is how you're going to be able to like pass the torch to other people.
Yeah.
That is just, it's awesome.
You don't realize sometimes, that you are doing that, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The world can definitely try to sift things down and cloud, and you just gotta break through. Yeah, you need to find your own breakthroughs in your own life. That takes a lot of, like.
And a lot of that comes from just being rooted in yourself. Like that whole thing. There's so many dance formats, there's so many reasons behind those formats and stories behind those formats and you try to like get into those, but like you still have your voice and your experience and your thing. And I will say every time you try to contort into something else, it's like it's good, but like every time you're in your thing, you're like everybody is impacted positively, everybody is changed, everybody is growing. And, the whole place is rising. It's not just like that's good and that's fun and it's cool, but like this is changing me.
Yeah. So if you were to look at this quote as a whole, and we can break it apart, the calmer you are, the clearer you think, right? Let your decisions come from a place of peace, not from reaction. What would you say to the woman who is listening right now, Mo, and she is in a state of stress and she doesn't feel like she can have a moment of calm and she can't think clear because she's putting everybody and everything above her own choices, or maybe she's feeling like she's waking up every day behind even though the alarm clock goes off at the same time every day, but she's already waking up feeling behind. What kind of advice would you give to that woman right now?
My genuine heart advice, again, for those of you that have listened for a while, my faith is literally my rock. And so for me, if you're asking me this question, my answer would be that the Bible says to cast your cares on God. because he cares for you and that he is the one that provides everything that you should need and that you're also given everything that you need to walk out whatever you're actually called to. So I believe with all that being said, I've been in that place before. I've been in that place a number of times. I've walked with friends through those places, and I think my number one thing would be to pray. My number one thing would be to pray and pray with thanksgiving for all that you have and thanksgiving for in the place that you are, but also with the ability to release and let go and trust that as you cast your worries and your cares and your anxieties and your fears up to God, that you trust that He cares for you and that He's going to take care of it all. Ask Him to remove out of your day the things that are not supposed to be there. There's things that maybe you're chasing after that are not supposed to be there and they're filling up your day and they are overwhelming you. There's things that we carry quietly, whether it's an emotion or somebody else's baggage, especially if we are empaths, myself, like we carry things that we're not supposed to carry. And be able to get clarity around those things that you need to set down and realize, I'm carrying this for my son, but I got to give it to God and I got to let my son carry it because he's got his own walk to walk out and I can't carry that for him anymore. And so I have to put that to the side and trust that God's got a plan for him and that God's going to be with him and walk this out. And then go through your day and look at your tomorrow with that peace that passes an understanding, because you can go, listen, my circumstance hasn't I prayed, my circumstance hasn't changed. I've been there too, right? Like immediately, you don't get immediate change. I'm not saying we're going to pray and all these miracles are going to happen. You're still going to be in the same circumstance. You're still going to have the same schedule tomorrow, but it's on us then at that point to look at it and go, okay, I'm going to pray and know that everything is up to God. And now I'm going to go through with eyes to see, like, what do I need to remove? What burdens am I putting on myself that nobody else has asked me to do? What yeses have I said yes to that are not even things I'm good at, but I'm like just saying yes because I feel like I have to do it. There's a lot of ways I think we can trim out our days and take some of those burdens away. But my genuine personal answer would be that first is to remember that our days are numbered. You are well equipped to do everything that you are called to do. So if you're not feeling that way, you might not be doing the things you're called to do. You might be doing things you think you're supposed to be doing instead. And then remembering that any fear, any anxiety, any worry that we have is not of God. That's not what He wants for us. He cares about it so much. Like those are things that you're carrying that He's not asking you to carry. He's asking you to trust and to lay down the things that are maybe other people's burdens and other people's situations that
Mm.
you need to carry that you've picked up.
Right.
That would be for me, that's how I've gotten through those moments and that's how I've gotten clarity around the things that I choose to do and don't choose to do at this point is that. And as somebody who battles anxiety and has been a worrier since the day I was born, that's how I get through all my days without, medications or all these things. Like I literally just cast my fears to God and then walk in faith. And that's it.
That's so good. Really great advice. I love that.
What about you?
Well, I would say I absolutely agree with everything that you just said. I think that is a very important thing to be able to almost remove yourself from whatever it is that is getting in your way and sit in that moment and pray on it and really just try to be as present and as eye-opening on all of the things that is going to help create that calmness around. And then to just kind of piggy off of that on where my brain was going when it comes to clarity and seeing things and choices. I came across a long time ago there are two different types of people in this world, and it said that there are vacuums and there are batteries. And you could take the word people and you could put anything in its place. The things that we show up, the things that we do are either going to be a vacuum in your life or a battery in your life. And when you can look at things in those categories, then you're able to see what is filling your cup and what is taking from you. And it's not to say that everything in life that we do is going to be like this battery thing where it's going to always be the best thing that you always want to do. Like we also have to look at our life and our choices and discernment when are we trying to navigate towards the easy, because the easy has the less tension road versus the road that has tension, even though sometimes that might be the road we're supposed to walk down. Nothing in this life that is your worth is always going to come without some sort of learning through the dance, right? So you just have to know, is that dance something you want to do? And I think that comes with a lot of prayer, that comes with a lot of conversations with people that are in the corners of your life that you can trust. Don't share out all of your everything to everyone, because when you have so many opinions coming in, that is going to be where you're trying to make decisions out of emotion or make decisions out of expectations of somebody else over your life. So you have to be very protective on things. And I think when you can take a step back and you can look at situations, you look at people, you look at choices, you
Mhm.
look at everything in that vacuum battery mindset, then you get to start to remove the emotions of everything away from you. And then you get to look at the root of what that thing that you have in your life, if it's worth showing up for or if it's worth pivoting away from. And I think when you are able to remove the emotions from it and just sit in the calmness of this is what it is and this is its truth, then that's where you can make like a calm decision. So I think it takes a lot of self reflection. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of navigating through the worth of it. And if it's not worth it, why are we doing it?
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to get to a point where we realize that we might be at an end of a chapter and now it's time to open up a new book instead of just sitting there waiting, like, who's going to turn the page? Like, the book's over. Like,
Yeah, you gotta count the cost. Is it worth it?
is
Like,
it worth it?
yeah, count the cost of the decision you're in and the place you're in and worth what I'm paying.
Right. You got and you had to be like we talked last time, you got to protect your peace. Like, vacuums need batteries, just like batteries need vacuums too. So like you have to protect the boundaries of your life as well. But that goes with a lot of looking at how you roll out your day. The most beautiful part about it is you get to create the yes in your life. Like, you have more control over it than you probably give yourself credit for. You can move things around. I can clean up the clutter in my house instead of walk past it. 8 seconds versus 18 seconds. Like, when we look at things in those pockets of perspective, it almost makes us feel silly for putting our shoes right there at the door instead of putting them in the closet where they go.
Well, that's the deception though, right? Like, if that makes me think of my story with my son earlier this morning. Dude, how easy would it have been if I didn't say I wasn't even like it didn't even cross my mind that that was an option this morning because I was so distracted and I didn't do it and whatever. Or maybe it did cross my mind, but I chose the TV instead. The deception, the self-deception would then show up later when I would go, "Ah, there's just no time. This is so stressful. Like, no, we're up late. He's gonna be tired tomorrow. I can't do," and all this anxiety and all this stress. And I'm like, there's no time. That's the self. There's no time. There's no time. Is there no time, or did you make a really poop decision earlier?
You
And
did not make time.
you didn't make the time. You cannot like let us not be deceived, you know? We like you said, we have a lot more control than a lot of the times we fess up to or that our minds allow us to believe because we're, so stuck in being able to like, let me blame the fact that I got no time in my day. Mm,
Right.
if you really want to be real, maybe do an assessment there.
Yeah. I'll take the shoes one step further, okay? And I know you know this story. So, but this wasn't me, okay? I didn't take the package off of my front porch and put it on the ground. I had no part of that. So, but let's say I did. Let's say I grabbed the Amazon package and instead of opening it up, throwing the garbage away and taking what we purchased and putting it where it goes, I take the package and I put it on the ground and I walk away from it. And then you have a cute little French bulldog who has seen us open up packages and dog toys come out. So now in his little French bulldog head, every Amazon package is there is a toy waiting for me in that package.
Mhm.
And because I took the 8-second route, which just wasn't me who grabbed it, but I took the 8-second route and I put the package on the ground and walked away from it. The Frenchie comes, grabs the package, and he ripped it up. And now I'm reading a new book that I purchased with like the corners of the book are all chewed up. And there I am irritated because my book is ruined because we took the 8-second route versus the 18.
Yeah.
Like, we don't even realize that we create more frustration in our life because we take the easy route.
Yeah.
And the easy route sometimes is the route that leads to the damn frustration.
Feels good in the moment sometimes, but it'll come back and bite you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this was a really good topic. I think that a lot of us do it to ourselves. We hang on to a yes longer than we should. We show up for things longer than we should. We're not putting ourselves first. We're not protecting our peace. We're not protecting our boundaries. We're not taking an eye open look at how our day rolls out or looking at what we have going on the rest of the week. What can we do today that's going to calm our choices later, that gives us more time? And I think that if we can start maybe having a rooted hour in our week to where we can kind of look at everything forward. What can I do in the now of my life to make that calmer? What can I do in this moment to protect my peace, protect my boundaries, make things a calmer choice? Because life is a dance and life is going to throw curveballs, and there are going to be things that we are not expecting to happen in our day or in our week that is going to happen. So if we can take all of the things that are the most important roots in our life and we prioritize them at the front ends of our day, then that is going to set us up for more success or more calm. I don't know. But yeah, let your decisions come from a place of peace, not from reaction. Like, man, life's too short to be frustrated all the time. Can I just say that? Like, we need to be happy. We need to turn up some music. We need to listen to that song Mo talked about.
So good.
But yeah, I don't know. Anything other practical tips you can give around this, like how to protect your day? I love that. I love that you knew what was ahead of your week for him, because now he's already got a great head start on it versus even setting him up for frustration of like time and like trying to crunch through, trying to get that project done.
To say though, I'm not like I guess maybe the encouragement to anybody listening also would be that I only knew the week because I do try on Sundays to sit down and like do my week ahead of time and set up the planner. I'm a physical planner girl. So I had that, but I have to say, like, I started out this morning feeling like I sucked because I found these papers as I was like getting him ready for school. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we were supposed to work on this over the weekend and I didn't do it over the weekend. And I started out feeling a failure and I started to like go down that rabbit hole. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't like keep track of everything I suck, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like blah, blah, blah. And I'm beating myself up. And then I was like, wait a second. Like I looked at the clock, I looked at the thing, I looked at the next output. And that's kind of how it came. But it was like, also maybe that's encouragement. Like you can also pivot at any point. Like you don't have to stay in that place of feeling the overwhelm and the stuck and the, lack of clarity. Cause I was literally like, well, you suck. Like I actually wrote it down to do it this weekend, didn't do it. I left some of it out on the counter. And because of the way my brain works, if I see it too many times, I don't see it anymore. Like
Yeah.
if I don't see it, it's not there. So it's like that's me too. So yeah, that's encouragement. If you're listening and you think like I'm so on top of things, I am not. I'm actually way behind, but I am working with that to not beat myself into the ground about it, but to pivot and you figure it out. So
Yeah. It's that whole grit grind, but don't forget the grace.
mhm.
Just don't lead in the grace, like lean into the grace too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's good.
That's it.
That's it. Keep it calm, girls. Well, I appreciate you, Mo.
Great. Thank you so much.
Love it. I love our topics. We never know where this is gonna take station. And yeah. If you have anything that you want to add to the conversation, drop it below, leave us a comment. Let's keep this conversation rolling because I think it's so important. Like we need to lead our life as calm and collected as possible. And when we can take more ownership and control over that, it's going to be a lot better flow throughout our week. So with that, you guys all have an incredible day. Mo, I love you. I appreciate you. And yeah, until next time, ladies, stay rooted. We'll see ya. Stay rooted. Bye.
We hope that landed.
If it did, share it up. Drop a comment. And you know what? We'll see ya on the next episode.
And until then, stay rooted, sister.